Alright, got a battle against Nelo, who I haven't played in over a year or so, and I don't think he's played in quite a while either, so he should have some old school Diamond and Pearl style dudes, and that's going to be pretty interesting to see how that matches up. And I start with Fawzer because this is his first battle. He's just been caught off Heart Gold at this point, and you know, Japanese name because, you know, from the Japanese Heart Gold. And it does read Fawzer in case you can't read katakana, which is likely. Anyway, I didn't want a T-Bolt because that was too obvious, so I just went with Heat Wave, and I got a Tangrowth come in on it, which was amazing. So already I'm like doing a dance. This is awesome so far. And then Umbreon comes in, and I always have issues with Umbreon, whether it's this thing or Seaman's Night Storm. You know, they always just, I don't know, curse just sucks. Oh well. Anyway, Wish is up, which is good that it doesn't Moonlight like Seaman's, as that means, you know, Wish takes 2 turns. Therefore, I'm going to be able to eventually kill this thing. He continues to curse up, and unfortunately my second Bug Bite didn't kill it there, which I didn't really expect it to. So, Leftovers is being a royal pain, as that I think is what allowed him to live there. I don't know, he might have had a little bit more. And again, I think if not for Leftovers here, I probably could have killed it. But oh well, that's what Leftovers is for. Anyway, I just pretty much decide. I thought about switching, hence the dimness of the screen, but you know, eventually I just decide I'm gonna stay in, and eventually I'm gonna get a crit because I'm not too threatened by his payback, as clearly that's his only attack move, as that's, you know, what Umbreon does. Lives with like 1/8 of his hit points, so sucks, and does get a payback off. Does about 70 points, so you know, that's not exactly feeling too good, but it's feeling good enough that I'm going to stay in, because he's going to have to continue to, you know, heal up and stuff, and I'm eventually going to get a crit. Or not, as Moltres comes in. So Moltres is pretty much one of the best things to take on Scizor, I guess. And, you know, fire moves faster than it, you know, doesn't worry about Bullet Punch. So, can't stay in here. Got to go to something to take the fire move, which I do predict he'll use. And I went to something that would also take a flying move if he would decide to go with that, like an Air Slash, and that would be Drill Man, who didn't take it too well, but took it well enough that he's going to be able to live the second hit thanks to Overheat dropping the special attack. I don't know if Fire Blast might have 2-hit KO'd there, I'm not sure. Anyway, he continues to Overheat, so I don't know if he was Spexed or whatever, as that still did a bunch, even though, you know, I resisted, but whatever. I think this is my more offensive one anyway, but still, it's got over 400 HP. Anyway, Choice Banded Aqua Tail takes the dude out, so that's good. I think this is this must be my Choice Banded one. And this thing comes in, and I predicted to be Scarfed, partially because it got the download raise there. And you know, I think adaptability usually works better with Nasty Plot. So I'm not too afraid of the Nasty Plot, but in case he wanted to stay in and do it anyway, I decided to stay in, and if he didn't do it, then fine, I was Death Fodder. He uses Hidden Power on that particular case, and it was not very effective. I think he told me he didn't know what type it was. I predicted it to be fire because, you know, just because, you know, stuff likes to carry Hidden Power Fire to kill Scizors with, which sucks that I have won this fight, but you know, he ends up being key play later, so whatever. Anyway, welcome to another Meddy stall war. I hope you guys have gotten used to these already, as that's, you know, what I tend to end up doing, as that's what Boosting Bliss does. I think that's what I'm going to call this. I'm going to call this set Boosting Bliss, even though it's not, you know, it's not Calm Mind. It's just Charge Beam, Serene Grace. So we got 2 things out with Serene Grace, and I almost kill him there, and that would have been so nice if I could have done like, I forget how much he said it went to, but I don't know, it was under 5, so I was like, come on. I think this one is like max special attack though, so not really a whole lot I could have done there. Just, you know, RNG sucks for me. Anyway, he gets 2 consecutive Parahaxes on 2 consecutive Roosts, and now he's back up to full, so that blows. I forget what item he said was on this thing. It might have been a King's Rock. Or, I think that's what I used to run. I don't know. I think it's not Leftovers, though. Anyway, he runs Air Slash and Water Pulse on his Togekiss, which I think is honestly a better setup than Air Slash or Sphere, simply because flying and water tends to be a pretty good combination to use, as water, I don't know, tends to hit the things that you'd want to hit with Aura Sphere, namely, you know, fighting or steel and rock. So, and plus the confusion hacks. I think this is, with all these things combined, a 15% chance to actually do anything. But Meddy is actually able to fight through the hacks, and that's awesome. Get a soft boiled up, and get to live a few more hits. I snap out of confusion, which is sweet, and then I pull off a charge beam, which is even more sweet, and it doesn't miss, which is amazing. And I get that thing down to 50% health. And at some point here, I'm gonna decide that this is just gonna become too irritating, and I get confused again, which is, you know, all happy face for me, and I get a flinch. Yeah, this is probably like one of the better Togekiss setups. I like this better than Aurasphere, so I don't know. Maybe this is a set I might consider using, but probably not, because I think I'm gonna try to go for something else on my next version of Beat. Anyway, I get falls around Air Slash, and I was, you know, I think I just left Meddy in there for a few turns to make sure he wasn't gonna roost yet, which was probably dangerous for him, because, you know, if I had pulled off a charge beam, it might have killed. But oh well. Anyway, he didn't roost, which was good, and I figured I'm just screwed. I'm just gonna send Falzer in. Falzer has a Lumberry anyway, I think, so he's gonna be able to take the T-Wave and then do stuff. So T-Bolts as the Umbreon came back in and didn't kill it, which sucked, but oh well. Wish I had Stealth Rock up, huh? Anyway, this thing comes in and it gets T-Bolted, but Umbreon put the Wish up, so if I had just killed Umbreon there, the Wish would have been negated, so, you know, I'm sure he knew that, so, you know, that's why he switched. Anyway, LimeWire got healed up by the Wish, so that basically negated most of my T-Bolt. Not all of it, though. Definitely left some damage on there, and that's going to be a little key later. I go out to Meddy to see what it wants to do, and it wants to Tri Attack. So, with that download boost, that Tri Attack does a little bit too much to me. Definitely, it's going to 2-hit KO from here, and I don't want to risk a pair of hacks on a soft boiled, and that would just blow. And since I am predicting him to be Scarfed, I figure my go to Skullman is safe. And now I also figure that my Will-O-Wisp is going to be safe, as he's either going to get PZ burned or something else is going to switch in and be burned. So, assuming Skullman hits, of course. You know, he's prone to missing due to the, you know, Cyclops, no depth perception. Anyway, Slowbro comes in, gets Will-O-Wisped, and that's great. Doesn't do too much on it, I guess, but I suppose it negates a Belly Drum if it wants to do that. But that's pretty rare. I very rarely ever see that. I don't want to. I could stay in Sneak, but it wouldn't do too much, as this Skullman's not too offensive. So I'll just go back to Falzer, see how much a T-Bolt can do after one Calm Mind, which is in fact what he does. And I almost expected to set up Rain Dance too, based on its name, but you know, oh well. I T-Bolt, and I'm hoping this will 2-hit KO, and it does much more than I expected. I was surprised that that wasn't a crit, so I don't know if this is, you know, a more offensive Slowbro, less tanky, or Falzer's just that powerful, but wow, I was kind of floored at how much that did. At first, I thought it was a crit, but it wasn't. Oh well. Anyway, clearly T-Bolt or anything I pick is going to 2-hit KO, but he hasn't shown me a ground guy or an Evire, so, you know, I'll figure I'll just, you know, keep going with the T-Bolt. And here I'm predicting either Ice Beam or something, maybe Tri Attack, I don't know. So I don't want to go back out to Meddy and take the hit, so I'll go out to Cutman. He uses Ice Beam this time, so that's good. And I figured he'll switch, so I Pursuit, and this ends up being a key play right here. So I Pursuit and get him down there, so he probably thinks he's going to be able to finish me off, but I'm not actually Choice Banded. I love that fake Choice Band on him. It's, you know, clearly it's not Choice Banded as I switch moves, and it's not Life Orb either, so I just love that. I was able to get a Bullet Punch on there, you know, and probably making him think I was stuck in the Pursuit and was just gonna switch out or something. I don't know. Anyway, it was awesome, so I was definitely happy right there. And I think Falzer's just gonna finish off the rest of these guys, so not too much left to do. T-Bolt takes out Togekiss, and it's gonna take out Umbreon, so that was a good game. Nelo, and had 2 more against him, or I think one was against his brother, and those will be up later, so make sure to check those out in later days.